Okay, recording, gonna give this a go. Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, exploring all the different ways sensitive, intuitive types can flow and flourish on their creative journey. So today we're going to talk about important ways that we can trap ourselves in our own psychology. Have you ever experienced someone saying to you that you're your own worst enemy, kind of hinting that you're making life hard for yourself? I feel like that happens when I'm overthinking. And if you're an INF type, you're going to know that overthinking is almost as normal for you as thinking. And thinking comes before action. So in the mental realms and the loops that we can get on, this is a place where we can get trapped, right? Trap. Simple definition, we find ourselves somewhere that it's really difficult, if not impossible, to get out of. I just can't picture like walking along and falling down a hole and being like, ah. And the thing about the psychological traps where we trap ourselves, it's like the problem with these traps is that we don't know that we're in a trap. It's that insidious, subtle place where it's like, if we knew that we were trapping ourselves, we would do something about it. Which reminds me of something else that people can say, which is, would you just get out of your own way? My astrologer said this to me once. Would you just get out of your own way? And I was really like, what do you mean? Like, you obviously have an idea about how I'm obstructing myself, but I don't really know what that is. I kind of picture myself with like loads of baggage on my road that I need to move through, and you're saying, like, just pick your stuff up and move so it's free and flowing. And I'm like, what? Oh, I don't know what this stuff is. I'm not sure what you're referring to. It's a blind spot. This is a good example of a trap. So I was thinking about, okay, there are so many, and I think it's one of my traps would be to talk about too many things at once and go on a tangent. So I'm going to talk about a pattern that I noticed after 1 year of doing a lot of different coaching conversations. And I was reflecting on, I hear this sentence a lot. So when we're getting to the point of asking someone, what do you think the main block is that you're in? What is the best way to, when we're gathering information about what the challenge is or where someone is feeling stuck, and asking them some version of what's holding you back or what's stopping you or what do you think's stopping you. You're just trying to get a sense of what's going on in their mind. And they come back with some version of this sentence that starts, this is where I saw the pattern, where it starts with the, oh, I just need to have more time. I just need to get better systems. I just need to have more routine, or I just need to heal. I just want to get really good at this thing. These are all ones that I've heard. There's all my own, like, yeah, I'm always obsessed with how I need systems before I can do anything. So it's always this kind of like, I just need to. And when the person is sharing this, they're sharing it from that position of, yeah, I've thought about this. I actually have quite high awareness about what it is that's holding me back. I kind of know what the problem is. And it's, if I had more time, I think I'd be able to write these articles. If I had a bit more cash right now, I think I'd be able to, put on an exhibition. Okay, these are just examples. So this trap, and it is a trap, it's a trap because it kind of disguises itself as awareness and taking self-responsibility. Like, yeah, I know what's holding me back. But it kind of stops there. And also it's an agreement. We're making an unconscious agreement that until I have this thing, which I've identified as the problem, not having enough of something, until I have it, I'm basically making an agreement that things are going to stay the same. And this is why making a statement along the lines of, oh, I just need to find better gallery representation. I just need to, I don't know, I'm plucking things out of the sky, but something that you don't have, you think that you need it, you don't have it, and you're making an agreement. Okay, I'm basically going to stay in this place until it changes. And normally that thinking process just kind of stops there and it goes around like that. It's a trap because it doesn't lead to inspired action. We always need an inspired action. We always need to know a step towards doing something differently than we've done before. So it disguises as self-awareness. It doesn't lead to action. It sets us up as a condition. It's like this carrot, like, because we don't really feel like we're that stuck, because we kind of think we know what the problem is, and we kind of think we know what we need to do. Thing is, we don't really know what we need to do at all. It's, when I listen to these kind of things, I'm trained to smoke out whenever people are making these unconscious agreements. And, when they have a goal that is unmeasurable, non-specific, how will you know when you have enough time, when you have enough space, when you have enough money, when you're healthy enough? It's way, way too vague. So what makes this a trap is talking to someone who's not really listening, who doesn't challenge you on making a statement like that, or just talking to ourselves, which we do a lot, right? So I would say, in my opinion, if we feel stuck and we can kind of catch ourselves having the I just need to conversation with ourselves, one of the fastest ways to get to the place where you actually know what the next action step is to have a conversation with someone who's a trained listener. A trained listener is going to know, hey, this sounds like a story. Let me ask you more about that. Let me ask you clarification questions, and let's quickly get into what the measurable goal is and what the next small action step is. Everything is all about small steps. It's not a big leap from making I just need to statement, but when we're just on our own, you've heard that habitual thought processes are exactly that. They're habitual. They just take us in loops. If we want to disrupt that, it really helps to talk to someone whose job is to actively listen and challenge and throw in the incisive questions, get to that place of clarity, and you can just feel everything shifting, and you have a different perspective, and the next action step might be very different. You start off talking about needing more time, but when you get to the action step, when you're going on a coaching dialogue journey with someone, yeah, you'll get to that place of knowing the next inspired action step. Small step. It's a step that you can do without freaking yourself out. It's not a big condition that's weighing on you. It's going to feel like you can do it, and that's going to lead to the next step, to the next step. That's the way out of this. So there we go. That's just like one example of so many traps, one that I wanted to share with. What about you? Does that show up? Do you hear yourself saying that kind of thing? If you want to share any of these more subtle, there's definitely obvious ways that we trap ourselves in our psychology. It's so easy to, especially with this tendency to overthink. There's just so many ways that we can tie ourselves in knots. I felt like that was a good one to pull out, just to kind of bring to our awareness that, there's a little bit of a template there of, that kind of style of statement, and we can become more aware of it. Okay, so thank you. If you enjoyed this, please hit the subscribe and join my newsletter.